Today we're going to talk about 3 things you should know before shipping off to basic training, as well as going over if you should still join the military, in 2020. There's a lot going on, a lot happening, and some people have been asking, hey, should I join now or should I wait and do it later? But without further ado, let's get to it. What is up, guys? Ben Allen back again with another video, and like I just said, we're going to be talking about 3 things you should know before shipping out to basic training, as well as if 2020 is still a good time to join, or if you should wait until later on in 2021 or even after that. But before we get into that, for those of you that are new, my name is Ben Allen. I did 4 years active duty as a 68 Whiskey combat medic, and I got out recently in September 2019 as a sergeant. I did a couple of months on the civilian side and recently joined the Army Reserves in October 2019. And so I have a little bit of active duty experience and now that reserve experience. So feel free to ask me any questions you'd like. The best possible place to reach me is through my Instagram. I answer every single question on there. My handle is @Ben_Allen175. Again, ask me anything. That is where I am most accessible, all right? And again, if you're ready for this video, if you're ready to ship out to basic training, if you're excited, be sure to give this video a big old thumbs up. It really helps out the channel, guys, so I would greatly appreciate that. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and turn on that bell notification. That way you'll be notified whenever I drop a new video or go live, which I typically do Wednesdays and or Thursdays. And if you're excited for basic training, if you're thinking of joining now in 2020 or you're thinking of waiting, comment down in the comment section below which one are you doing. Are you waiting? Are you joining now? What are some of the 3 things that you think you should know before going to basic training? Let me know. Maybe you'll make some friends down in the comments section. But with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into 3 things you should know before shipping out to basic training, and then we'll cover if you should join now or later. But first of all, guys, one of the biggest things you should know about basic training currently, especially if you're going to the Army, is coronavirus. COVID-19 has been affecting it. They're cutting some things out of training, so you may or may not get the full basic training experience that a lot of recruits look forward to, right? They look forward to combatives, they look forward to the gas chamber, they look forward to a lot of things like that. But currently, due to the whole coronavirus situation, it's kind of tuned down training a little bit. It's changed it up in a couple of ways that a lot of soldiers really aren't pleased with, because they feel like they're not getting the full basic training experience that they signed up for. But that happens. As a soldier, you have to be adaptable, you have to be willing to change at the drop of a hat and just do what's needed of you pretty much as a soldier, service member, a Marine, a sailor, airman, all that stuff, right? And if you guys want more info pertaining to what changes have actually happened due to coronavirus, feel free to check out my video talking about the brand new yellow phase in Army basic training, and that should give you a general idea of what's happened, what's been changed around. So feel free to click that on my channel, or I'll put it up right here so you guys can click it. But yeah, that's one thing you should know before going to basic training, is that it has changed a little bit due to the coronavirus, right? Another thing, number 2, is know your general orders, especially if you're going to the military, right? So this is more for the Army primarily, right? Know your 3 general orders, know your soldier's creed, know your Army song, know those types of things before you go to the military. Start studying them. You can find them online. I'll post the general orders right here. I'll actually pull them up on my phone and say them real quick. That way you guys can practice them too, right? So the first general order is, I will guard everything within the limits of my post and quit my post only when properly relieved. Number 2, your second general order is, I will obey my special orders and perform all of my duties in a military manner, right? So number 3 is, I will report violations of my special orders, emergencies, and everything not covered in my instructions to the commander of the relief, right? It's very important that you know those, guys. I remember they gave us this little sheet of paper in basic training, and we had to study them right then on the spot, and I feel like if I would have studied them prior to going to basic training, I would have been better off. I wouldn't have gotten to smoked as much. And same thing with the Army song and the Soldier's Creed. They say the Soldier's Creed, and you have to say it. If you mess up, you're gonna do push-ups. reps, you're gonna get smoked, you're gonna do all that stuff. So that's my advice to you. Again, I'll put the general orders right here. That way you can just skim over them, see them, or you can just look up the Army Song and the Soldier's Creed as well. And just anything else you might think you need to know, like some Army history would be good. And if the Army isn't your branch, feel free to look up other knowledgeable things about the branch that you're going to, right? Like, when was the Marine Corps founded? When was the Navy founded? Just things like that, because chances are you probably get asked that just to see if your DIs, your drill sergeants, just want to mess with you, want to see what you know coming into the military. So know that knowledge base. That's number 2, guys. Just know the knowledge base, know some history about the branch you're joining, because I think that goes a long way in terms of setting you up for success. Number 3, moving on to the third and final thing you should know about before going to basic training, is that it's all a mental game, guys, a mind game. They love to mess around with you. And there's so many other things you should know before basic training, but to me personally, these are 3 of the biggest things you should know right now, currently, with what's going on in the world. And like I said, it's all a mental game. If you go in there knowing that their whole purpose of you being there is so they can mess with you and change you from a civilian to a soldier, it'll make the process a lot more bearable. It'll make it easier to understand why they're doing what they're doing to you, and just have thick skin in general, right? Just know that they're coming at you so hard to break you down so they can build you up. That's one of the biggest things I get asked is basic training hard? What's the toughest thing about basic training? How can I make basic training easier? And I always say is it's all a mental game. If you go in there with a positive mindset thinking I'm going to crush basic training, I know why I'm here, I know why I'm doing this, then you're going to be just fine. But if you go in there with a negative mindset thinking, oh, this sucks, I don't want to be here, yada yada yada, then it's going to be way worse for you. So know that it's a mind game, and know that you have to be mentally tough in order to make it through basic training, and it'll make it so much easier, right? And those are just 3 things I personally think you should know before going to basic training, whether it's the Army. Usually number 2, the general orders, Army Song, and Soldier's Creed is Army focused, but the other things, COVID's affecting the military. Number 3, basic training amongst most of the branches is a mind game. So keep that in mind before you enlist and ship out to your respective basic trainings, right, or boot camps. And now moving on to the bread and butter, right, of this video is, should you join the military right now in 2020, or should you wait? And my answer is pretty short. I think if you already know you want to go into the military and it's something you want to do, whether it's just for a short period of time, like a 2-year, 3-year, 4-year contract, or even a 20-year, whole career in the military, I say, why wait? Why prolong it? Corona's going to be around for a while. It's going to continue to affect the military the way it's affecting it right now, even in the future. So why prolong the inevitable when you can just go right now in 2020 or whenever, right? The next few months, next few weeks, and get it out of the way, right? Just go through basic training, deal with the inconveniences that are going to be happening because of COVID-19, and just push through, right? That's what soldiers do. We adapt, we overcome, and we complete the mission. And basic training is your mission at that point in time. So that's my answer, is don't wait. Why wait? It's only prolonging your success and your future career, you know what I mean? So I would highly suggest just join now if that's really what you want to do. Like, you want to join the military, then hey, it's for you. I think there's going to be a lot of things in the military that's always changing, right? And there's always going to be something going on in the military that people can use it as an excuse to say, oh, well, I'm going to wait a couple of weeks, I'm going to wait a month, maybe I'll wait a year before I actually join. And I always say there's no time like the present. So I highly suggest, if you guys know you want to do it, then definitely do it, okay? But with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I really hope you took something away from it. If you did, please like this video. It really, really helps out the channel. You have no idea. And if you're new here and you took anything away whatsoever, please be sure to subscribe and turn on that bell notification. That way you can stay up to date whenever I drop new videos or go live, which I typically do on Wednesdays, all right? And if you just hit the subscribe button, welcome to the family. I appreciate you, and I'm glad we can continue to grow as a community and as a channel together, all right? Also, comment down below what you thought of this video. Did you think those 3 things before basic training that you should know were informative, or what? Or what are some other things you feel like you should know before going to basic training? And what other videos would you like to see from me in the future? And last but not least, let me know if you're going to join, in 2020, or you're going to prolong it and just wait a little bit until it dies down, gets a little more comfortable. What are your guys' thoughts? I'd love to hear them. And if you have any questions whatsoever whatsoever after this video, feel free to follow me on my Instagram and send me a direct message, a DM. I always answer. It's probably the best possible place to reach me. I answer every single message I get on there. Again, it is at Ben_Allen175. I really hope to see you guys there. Thank you for tuning into the video. I appreciate y'all's time, and I will see y'all in the next one. Later.